welcome to Alternate and Corresponding Angles with Cuba Education. In this lecture, we'll kind of go over some of the rules that you need to remember. So remember that the angle sum of a triangle and identify alternate and corresponding angles and solve some problems, just a couple of tiny problems with these. These are just mainly the rules. We will do a video on problem solving using these rules at a later date. So this is just a video, quite a quick video that goes through the different rules. So first of all, we have some lines here. So we're just going to recap these, and I'm sure you've done this before. So these kind of lines here, they're parallel. So these aren't parallel because they are touching. Okay, so one's going in this direction, one is going in this direction. Parallel lines are lines that go straight in one direction and they are the same width apart, or they never touch and they are not slanted in any way, so they will never ever touch and they go in the same direction. Okay, so then these types of lines here are perpendicular lines. Lines that intersect at right angles are called perpendicular lines. You could also say that the wall is perpendicular to the floor because the wall is actually at a right angle to the floor. Okay, now the rules that you definitely need to know surrounding angles are that angles around a point add up to 360 degrees. So all of these three angles, including this one which looks like it's a right angle, all add up to 360 around a point. Adjacent angles on a straight line equal 180. So any angle that is on a straight line like this, and they're next to each other like that, they will add up to 180 degrees. So if you know one of them and not the other, you can work it out. Angles in a triangle always add up to 180 degrees. So again, if you know two of them, you'd be able to work out the third angle. Angles in a quadrilateral add up to 360. So all four of these angles added together make 360 degrees. And it's important to remember these. So this is one of the angles that, this type of angle comes up quite a lot in your exam. And you need to remember this phrase here, so vertically opposite. So they're literally opposite like this. And those are always going to be the same. So if that's 58 degrees, then that will be 58 degrees as well. Now the next thing you need to remember is corresponding angles. Corresponding angles are always the same, and corresponding angles is where you've got one at the top here and one inside the parallel line. This happens when we have parallel lines, okay? So one on the outside and one on the inside. So find the value of the angle marked x. Well, if this is 55 degrees, then this must also be 55 degrees. We then need to remember that we have alternate angles. Now, alternate angles can be remembered because they kind of look like a Z, okay, or an S, or a 5, whatever you want to say. So these two are the same, which means if this is 135, then so is this. Okay, so why don't you pause the video and see if you can find the missing angles that are put on each of these questions. Okay, if you had a go, let's go through the answers. So S must be 47. V must be 132, G is 38, E is 17, R is 146. Okay, and this one X is 37, and Y must also be 37 because although we have this here and this here, we have one on the inside and one on the outside, which also means they're the same. U is 141 and so is V. A is 48 and B must be 132 because these are on a straight line anyway, which means they add up to 180. R is 137 and S is 43, again on a straight line, and H is 129 and G is also 129 because not only are they corresponding, they are also alternate. Okay, so like I said, I did say that was a very quick video. There will be a video on using these in problems very shortly, so make sure you get to watch that one. So I'm hoping that this has just reminded you about the angle sums of a triangle. We've literally very quickly gone over alternate and corresponding angles, and we haven't solved any problems yet, but like I say, I'm going to do that in a separate video. Okay, so thank you very much, well done, and I will see you next time.